Hi, my name is Jeremy Tubbs, and today we're diving into a topic that I think is really important. I'll share my thoughts with you. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but let's explore it together and see where it takes us. An NPC stands for non-player character, a term originally from video games. In a game, NPCs are characters controlled by the game's programming rather than by players. They often serve specific purposes, like providing information, selling items, or advancing the storyline. For example, in a role-playing game, the shopkeeper or town mayor is an NPC. In broader culture, the term has been adopted as a metaphor to describe people who seem to follow routines or ideas without much critical thought or individuality, almost like they're programmed to behave a certain way. While this usage can be thought-provoking, it's also been criticized for oversimplifying people's complexities. When I think about the concept of an NPC and how it might apply to real life, it gets pretty deep, and maybe even a little unsettling. What if some people are like NPCs in the sense that they're just following a script, unaware of it? Could they have been born that way, programmed by their environment, or even by something deeper, like their very nature? Here's where it gets tricky. If someone is an NPC, does that mean they're missing something vital, like a soul? Or are they just unaware of the greater depth of existence? Maybe they're not programmed intentionally, but are simply stuck in a loop, doing what they're told, repeating routines, and never asking why. It makes me wonder, how much of who we are comes from the way we're born? Is it purely physical, or is there something spiritual involved? If someone doesn't stop to question their reality, does that mean they lack a soul, or are they just unaware of it? These are the kinds of questions that challenge everything we think we know about being human. What if some people really are NPCs in a metaphysical sense? What if their role is to fill the world, like background characters in a game, while others are meant to lead, grow, and create? And here's the kicker. If they don't know they're NPCs, is it even their fault? Or is it up to someone else to help them see beyond their script? It's a heavy thought, but it makes you wonder about your own life too. Are you fully awake, or could you be following a script without realizing it? I think the only way to know for sure is to stop, question everything, and take control of your story. If some people are born into this NPC-like existence, it raises even more questions about what it means to truly be. Are they just placeholders in the grand design of life? And if so, what does that say about purpose and free will? It's not an easy question to answer, but it's one worth exploring. Let's take it a step further. What if the difference between an NPC and someone fully awake comes down to their awareness of the soul? If the soul represents something eternal and connected to the divine, maybe being aware of it is what separates those who are truly alive from those who are merely existing. But here's the tough part. If someone lacks awareness, does that mean they lack a soul entirely, or is their soul just dormant? Maybe they're stuck in a cycle of repetition and conformity, unaware of the deeper possibilities of life. And if that's the case, what's the trigger that wakes them up? Could it be a life-changing event, a spiritual experience, or even encountering someone who's already awake? On the other hand, what if some people really don't have a soul at all? Could they be here for a different reason, like fulfilling a background role in the bigger picture? It's a wild idea, but one worth considering, especially if you believe life isn't random but part of a greater design. If that's true, then we have to ask ourselves a hard question. How do we interact with NPCs in real life? Do we try to wake them up, or do we accept their role in the world and focus on our own journey? Maybe it's a little bit of both. At the end of the day, this concept challenges us to look inward. Am I living fully, or am I just going through the motions? Do I question the world around me, or do I blindly accept what I'm told? These aren't easy questions, but asking them is the first step toward breaking out of the script and truly owning your life. What do you think? Could some people be NPCs and not know it? Or is everyone capable of waking up if they're given the right nudge? I'm just going to put it out there, and you can decide for yourself. Let's talk about police officers and their behavior when it comes to logic, common sense, and ethics. The way I see it, some officers are either totally ignorant, blindly following a code, or maybe they have to be NPCs to justify their actions. I mean, think about it. An officer can shoot someone and afterward not even know why they did it. How does that make sense? Or there are situations where a cop, black or non-black, harms someone, and the other officers just stand by, watching the crime happen to the victim. It feels like something you'd see from an NPC, right? Just following along, doing what they're told, without questioning anything. I don't know. What do you think? Could it be that some of these officers are just stuck in a role, unable to break out of the loop? Maybe that's the only way to make sense of some of these actions. The more I think about it, the more it feels like we're looking at a system that trains people to behave in certain ways without ever teaching them to question what's right or wrong. It's like they're playing a role in a script they've been handed, and they don't have the tools or the space to step back and really think about the consequences of their actions. When you have a situation where an officer stands by while another one harms someone, it's almost like they've been desensitized or programmed to ignore the reality of the moment. Maybe they've been trained to follow a chain of command, to follow orders without considering the humanity of the situation. In that sense, it's like they're operating as NPCs, following the script they've been given, unable or unwilling to break free. Jeremy Tubbs is a dynamic and passionate author with a growing collection of impactful books available on platforms like Amazon, Google Play, Lulu, and Bookspals.org. With a unique voice and a commitment to excellence, Jeremy offers readers a diverse range of works, from insightful guides on beat-making to thought-provoking spiritual writings. His books are designed to inspire, educate, and entertain, making a lasting impact on his audience. As a talented beat maker and producer, Jeremy also shares his expertise on music production, empowering others to pursue their creative passions and build profitable ventures. Whether through his informative guides or creative endeavors, Jeremy strives to bring value to his readers, helping them navigate life and music with purpose. Discover the full range of Jeremy Tubbs' works by visiting his pages on Google Play and Amazon. Explore his bestsellers, including books on music production, spirituality, and personal growth. Don't miss out on the opportunity to dive deeper into his unique perspective and expertise. Visit today to get your copy and experience the work of an author who is changing the game.